Moving on to question number 23. Find the points of discontinuity of f where f of x is equal to two different functions கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. x less than 0 க்கு ஒரு condition, x greater than or equal to 0. So you see that I have two different conditions. Okay. So now what is my first step? f of x எழுதணும். So what is my f of x? f of x is equal to x plus 1 when c is equal to 0. அப்போ f of c என்ன? f of c is going to be c plus 1. When I substitute the value of c, what will I get? 0 plus 1 equal to 1. இப்போ f of c ஓட value கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. Now I need to find my limits, left hand limit and the right hand limit, because I have two different sides இல்லையா, x less than 0 and x greater than or equal to 0. So I have two different ranges. So I'll have to find both my left hand limit and the right hand limit. Correct? Okay. Now what is my left hand limit? Left hand limit is going to be limit x tends to 0 minus of f of x. What is it going to be? I'll mark it in purple. So this is my left hand limit, and for right hand limit this is going to be the value. Okay, இப்போ this is equal to limit x tends to 0 minus of f of x, marked in purple, is going to be sin x divided by x. Sin x divided by x when limit x tends to 0. So what is the value of this? It is going to be simply 1. You don't have to apply the value here. So what happens, even if you put the substitution panna nagum, x is equal to c plus h. This is our general substitution, correct? So what is the value of c for you? 0 plus h. So x is equal to h in pota. You'll again get sin h divided by h, which is very, very similar to sin x divided by x, because your limit is already tending to 0, correct? So in this case, what am I going to do? I'm directly going to write sin x divided by x is equal to 1. This is my right hand limit. What is my left hand limit? Left hand limit is going to be limit x tends to 0 plus of f of x. Again, they are marked in pink, which is limit x tends to 0 plus of x plus 1. When I substitute the value of 0, I'm going to get 0 plus 1, which is going to be 1. So what do I see here? I have left hand limit equal to the right hand limit equal to f of c. So it is continuous at c equal to 0, at x is equal to 0. So it is continuous at x is equal to 0. இப்போ first case prove பண்ணியாச்சு. For c equal to 0 we have proved. We need to prove for c less than 0 now. c less than 0 ku what is my f of x first? c less than 0 it is going to be sin x divided by x. So I have sin x divided by x. So what is my f of c? It is going to be sin c divided by c. இப்போ f of c கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. I need to find my limit. So I have limit x tends to c of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to c of sin x divided by x. This is f of x. Now substituting the value of c, I have limit. Okay, value substitute panna poren. So I'm going to have sin c divided by c. So this is nothing but they are equal. So the values marked in purple are going to be equal. Idu rendu equal engiradhunala it is going to be continuous at c less than 0. Okay, now c greater than 0 case. In that la so I have c greater than 0. So what is my f of x from the question? I have the one that is marked in pink. So in this one, so I have x plus 1. So my f of x is equal to x plus 1. So what is my f of c? It is going to be c plus 1. So if f of c kandupidichacha, I need to find the limit. Limit x tends to c of f of x is going to be limit x tends to c of x plus 1. Substituting the value of c, I'll have c plus 1. So what do I see? I have c plus 1 equal to c plus 1. So the limit and the f of c is going to be equal. So final answer eppadi eludano? Limit x tends to c of f of x is equal to f of c. This you have to write for each and every case. Okay, indha mari eludittu da, that's why it is continuous. So continuous at c greater than 0. So it is continuous everywhere. So no point of discontinuity. Okay, clear? Please copy. Please pause the video or take a screenshot, whichever is convenient. Okay. Moving on to question number 24 now. Okay. Determine if the function defined by f of x is a continuous function. Continuous ah illiyanu prove panna solranga. So you have x not equal to 0, which means it is going to satisfy for both x greater than 0 and x less than 0. In the rendu condition satisfy panna podhu. And I have x is equal to 0 ku or condition kuduthirukku. So I'm going to mark that in purple and this I'm going to mark in pink. Okay, super. Now what is my first step? For c equal to 0 pakalama. So I'll have both left hand limit and right hand limit. Whenever you're dealing with equal to cases and whenever you see different range of values, x less than 0, x greater than 0, x equal to 0, now you always have to take your left hand limit and the right hand limit and see that if they are equal. Left hand limit equal to right hand limit, na the limit exists. If not, there is no limit. Correct? Okay, now see equal to 0. First of all, what is my f of x? Equal to 0, it is going to be 0. It is given in purple. I have f of c is equal to 0. Now limit paklama, left hand limit. Limit x tends to 0 minus of f of x. It is going to be limit x tends to 0 minus of x square sin 1 divided by x. Now in that 0 substitute panna enna agum? Okay, this is my left hand limit. What happens when I substitute a 0? I'm going to get 0 square times sin 1 by 0. Sin infinity na edavadhu iruka? Illa. So what do you have to do in such cases? This is not possible. This one is not possible. I'll not erase this, but please make sure that this is not possible. Okay? இப்போ இந்த சம்மை எப்படி போடலாம்? What is my range of sine? You know that sine theta oda range is going to be between -1 and 1. You agree? Where are your values? So இந்த இடத்துல sine theta is 0. Here sine theta is 1. Here sine theta is again 0. Here sine theta is -1. So what is the range of values for sine? It is going to be from -1 to 1. Correct? Now I am going to multiply the entire inequality with x square. எதனால நான் இத பண்ண போறேன்? What is my sine theta in this case? It is going to be -1 less than or equal to sine 1 by x less than or equal to 1. If I need a x square, you see that I have a x square here. So I need an x square in the equation. So I am going to multiply the inequality by x square. So multiply panna enna agum? I am going to have minus x square less than or equal to x square times sine 1 by x less than or equal to x square. Do you agree? So you have 2 less than or equal to 3 less than or equal to 4. If when I multiply the whole equation, whole inequality by 2, I am going to have 4 less than or equal to 6 less than or equal to 8. Does it change the inequality? No, it does not change the inequality. Multiplying by a negative number is going to change your inequality. If into -2 panna, I am going to have -4 greater than or equal to -6 greater than or equal to -8. You agree? So when I multiply with a negative number, your inequality is going to change. Greater than will become a less than and less than will become a greater than. Correct? In that less than symbol vandu in that greater than maariduchu when I am multiplying with a negative number. You see that? You have to understand all this in linear inequality. Class 11 la solve pannirpen. Please watch the video. Okay? Okay. So in that inequality vechi நம்ம பார்த்தாச்சு. Now what is going to be my next step? I need to apply the limit. Limit தான வேணும் நமக்கு. In that what do I have? I need to find the limit for this. So இப்போ taking limit for the entire inequality. So limit x tending to 0 for the whole inequality. So what will happen? I'll have limit x tends to 0 minus of minus x square less than or equal to limit x tends to 0 minus of x square sine 1 by x less than or equal to limit x tends to 0 minus of x square. Ipo in the term and in the term. So I have two different terms. I see that limit x tends to 0 minus of minus x square is going to be 0 and limit x tends to 0 minus of x square is also going to be 0. So how does my inequality change now? I am going to have 0 less than or equal to limit x tends to 0 minus of x square sine 1 divided by x less than or equal to 0. If you have an inequality, in between you have a limit term and left hand side right hand side you have the value of 0. So when do you have one term which is surrounded by zeros and the value is 0 irundha? So the value has to be definitely 0. So you're looking for the value of limit x tends to 0 of x square sine 1 by x. Adoda value enna irukku podhu? By comparing the inequality, I'm going to have limit x tends to 0 minus of x square sine 1 divided by x is going to be 0. Okay? You have to understand that this is what we are looking for. Okay? So in the இடத்துல இதுதான் நம்ம பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். You need to find the left hand limit. You need to find this one. You need to find the left hand limit. So I found the value. இப்போ left hand limit மாதிரியே right hand limit க்கும் I'm going to have the same thing. So I'm going to have right hand limit where limit x tends to 0 plus. 0 plus க்கு என்ன case? You see the value marked in pink. The value that is marked in pink, it is going to be the same thing. X greater than 0 க்கும் ஒரே function தான், x less than 0 க்கும் ஒரே function தான். So I'm going to have limit x tends to 0 plus of x square sine 1 divided by x is going to be 0 similarly. Okay, like how you solved the previous one. So if limit exists, what is the value? Let me compare. So I'm going to see that the value here f of c is also a 0. The value of left hand limit is also a 0. The value of right hand limit is also a 0. So it is continuous at x is equal to 0. Correct na? So I'll write continuous at x is equal to 0. So first case mudinjadu. Now you have to look for c less than 0 and c greater than 0. This is pretty straightforward. So c less than 0 ku greater than 0 ku it is going to be the same thing. So same simultaneous pannilama, c less than 0 and c greater than 0, which means c is not equal to 0. So this is the general case. Next case. So what is my f of x? F of x is going to be x square sine 1 divided by x. So what is my f of c? F of c is going to be c square sine 1 divided by c. Now I'm going to take the limit. So limit x tends to c of f of x is going to be limit x tends to c of what is my f of x? X square sine 1 divided by x. So when I substitute the limit, I'm going to have c square sine 1 divided by c. So you see that the values are equal. The value here and the value here is equal. So it is continuous for x not equal to 0 also. So it is continuous everywhere. Okay, this is how you write. So basically the function is continuous everywhere. Continuous for all real numbers. Okay, please take a screenshot, copy, or pause the video and copy.